Hi everyone, welcome to today's lesson on I can identify characteristics of circles from their functions and graphs. Let's look at the do now. It says convert the following quadratic equation to vertex form. F of x is equal to x squared minus 6x plus 5. So this turned into a completing the square question. So I leave a blank after the 6x. I half 6, which gives me 3, and then I square 3, which gives me 9. And whatever I add to one side, I have to add to the other. So I'm adding plus 9 to both sides. And make sure you subtract over that 5. So I got x minus 3 squared is equal to 4. Subtract the 4 back over, and this gives me vertex form. Now you might do completing the square a little bit different, but it should still give you the same answer. Next, we're starting our conic section unit. If we notice here, conic sections are curves determined by the intersection of a plane with a double right cone. So for example, in the diagram, if we slice that diagram different ways, we would have the four following: a circle, an ellipse, a parabola, and a hyperbola. Today, we're going to focus on the circle. So we always want to put our circle in center radius form. Look at the following. X squared plus y squared is equal to r squared. The center is 0, 0, and the radius is r. X minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equal to r squared. The center is not at 0, 0, it's at h, k, and the radius is still r. Hopefully we remember this from our geometry class. So take a look at the following examples below. For number 1, you flip the signs for the center, so it's 2, -1, and radical 9 is 3. The radius is 3. Whereas number 2, there's nothing with the x, so that's a 0. Flip the sign of the -7, which is +7, 0, 7, and radical 8 is your radius. Simplify to radical 2. On the next page, we have 2 examples of completing the square. Again, what I like to do is move all the x's together, move all of the y's together, leave a blank. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 3 squared is 9. Same goes with the coefficient in front of the y. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 2 squared is 4. Add up all my constants together, I get the minus 10. So x minus 3 squared plus y plus 2 squared is equal to 10. Remember to get the opposite signs for the center, 3, -2, and my radius is radical 10. Take a look at example 4. It's the same idea. The next 2 questions require us to write the equation of a circle given a graph. So you always should look for the center first. So for number 1, the center would be 0, 0. And I count the boxes for my radius, which is 4, but I don't put 4 there. It should be 4 squared, which is 16. Remember, this represents r squared. Number 2, find the center, which it would be -3, 1. Flip the signs. And then find the distance of the radius, which is 2. 2 squared is 4, which is equal to 4. The next question says, a circle shown in the diagram below has a center of -5, 3 and passes through the point -1, 7. Write an equation that represents the circle graphed below. So we can easily identify the center, which is -5, 3. So when I start to write out my equation, I flip the signs, so +5 minus 3. Now, to figure out what the radius is, I use my center, that -5, 3, and one of my endpoints, -1, 7. I drew a right triangle. I counted the boxes vertically and horizontal, and I get 4 for each, and the distance of the hypotenuse would be my radius, so that's a radical 32. And remember, I need to square it. When you square radical 32, it's just 32, leaving my answer to be x plus 5 squared plus y minus 3 squared is equal to 32. If you flip over to the next page, there are 5 questions identifying the center and the radius and completing the square. So please take a look at the answers to make sure they make sense. Please feel free to chat me in the Teams if you have any questions. And number 5 will lead us into tomorrow's lesson. That's an ellipse. Hope this was helpful. Please contact me with any questions. Have a great day.